unbelievable. They sweep the Avalanche, who win the President's Cup during the course of the season. They're 8-0 going into the finals, the Western Conference Finals. Goodbye. See you later. They get swept last night. Along with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody.
I mean, before we get started with the show, Ev, you okay?
I thought I was.
Ev, you good?
You good?
I thought so. I don't know what just happened to my voice. Bad timing, to say the least.
I can't wait to listen to that back.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find it.
On the podcast. Sure. We will be listening back.
But yeah, we got to turn that into a drop, Smalls.
Oh, no doubt. Evans, hello.
Hello as a question?
I don't know what just happened to me. I've been talking all morning. I was on the phone with Nuno this morning. I've been talking to, where are you going?
My seat's down a little low.
She started walking away.
Don't try to deflect, Evan. No, I'm not going to let you do it.
I was talking to Hembo.
That's right. Good job, Cece. Rein him in.
I got into a fight with Mike and Rob, and I don't understand. Now my voice goes out.
What are you fighting about?
Because they blocked the door for me to get in. Cece, you know the back door that I now start going through to get into the studio that you walk through also to get in here? They put a painting and a chair in front of the door. And they were mad at me because I was opening the door. I said, guys, don't block a door. It's a fire hazard.
Well, in their defense, you never used that door.
No, recently.
I'm the only one that used the door, and I'm not in studio this week. So I understand why they feel like they could put stuff over there, because nobody's going to use that door.
And while we're complaining about things.
I'm going to defend Rob and Mike on this one, Ev.
No, I've been going through that door the last couple of weeks, to be fair.
I used it during the show.
Yeah, okay, so good. So they block it. I also have an issue with you.
With me?
Yeah.
What did I do now?
Why does Vibe Check Disney Plus is in here every day, which is awesome. Yeah. Great show.
Right.
Is it too hard when you rearrange things to put it back?
I didn't do Vibe Check yesterday.
Okay, but you're part of the team.
Correct.
It was Courtney Cronin.
Who doesn't even show up in the studio when she's in New York. She doesn't even come by and say hello. But she wants Courtney, who we love, and you heard her with Amber and Myron on Monday, and she did the imitation, okay, welcome to the show. I heard it live on Monday morning. She rearranges everything and doesn't put it back.
I know, my seat's down really low.
Okay, so you're on board with me.
Well, that's when you were like, what are you doing? I was like, wait a minute. My seat is down so low. I'm probably not framed correctly, because normally I have to be propped up because I'm really short. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not right. And now the chair can't get bumped up. So I don't know who sunk it down low, but.
All right, any other complaints? We're all good?
I want to complain about the way SGA plays basketball.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
And I want to complain that the Spurs didn't win, because now I really want to see them in the finals.
Well, we saw last night Oklahoma City take a 3-2 lead with a 127-114 win against San Antonio. SGA had 32 points, 9 assists. I actually don't think he played that well, which is an amazing thing that he had 32 points. Alex Caruso, awesome as always off the bench. And sold high, huh? 18 of the 20 in the second half for Jared McCain. And we'll get to the Wemby part, because did Wemby order the code red on Jared McCain? We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. But the Thunder, here's where the Thunder's greatness is on so many levels. It's if you just take a look at the amount of good players they have, they never actually play bad players. And if you take the combination of Casey Wallace was pretty good in the first half. Jared McCain good in the second half. There's your extra guard. Chet Holmgren had his best game of the series. He was really good early. Isaiah Hartenstein was good late. There's your big, right? They just have a full role, and it's not always with the same guy. This is the extra guard role. This is the big role. This is the defender role. And they have so many players that even if these role players are only really good enough to give you a great half, they have someone else who could play that same role, giving you another great half in the second half of the game.
Yeah, listen, I thought last night was the Mark Daigneault game, right? We talk about the Udonis Haslem series breakdown, right? Your star players get you 2 wins. Your role players get you a win, and then your head coach gets you a win. Well, last night I thought Mark Daigneault shined. Some of the adjustments that he made coming off of Game 4, which was their lowest point total of the season, regular season game or postseason game, I thought there was a huge adjustments in terms of being able to get guys open looks, making sure he went with a lineup that had all shooters on the court. That means Victor Wembanyama can't help and be in the paint as much, because you're going to leave somebody wide open. And the role players showed in the first half that those guys were going to knock down shots if they got open looks. We saw 40 points off the bench last night for Oklahoma City, so I thought that was fantastic. But the superpower for the Thunder in Game 5 was their ability to be able to close out quarters. I mean, you look at the final 3 minutes of every single quarter in last night's game. First quarter, they were +5. Second quarter, they were +6. Third quarter, they were +1. Fourth quarter, they were +1. Now, you combine that with going on a 10-1 run in the beginning of the second quarter and starting the third quarter on a 9-0 run, and that's the recipe for them being able to build a double-digit lead. And we've seen when the Thunder are up by double digits, especially at halftime, they are unbeatable. 32-0 this season when up by halftime. So Mark Daigneault understands the team that he's playing against. He understands the guys that he has in his locker room. And he built out a game plan last night that allowed OKC to take control of the game in the second quarter and not relinquish that. So credit to him, because I thought from an X's and O's standpoint, from a strategy standpoint, he bested Mitch Johnson from the Spurs.
Did you say 32-0 when they're up at halftime?
Yeah, 32-0 when they're up double digits at halftime.
Double digits at halftime. That's an incredible number. We always talk about the Thunder and their depth, and it was on display again last night. Shea, especially at the beginning of the game, he talked about it post-game, didn't have it, 3 turnovers. He missed his first 4 shots from the field. Even though he put up 32 points, as you said, Ev, it wasn't a typical A-plus game from Shea. But it doesn't matter because they find ways to win. They have other guys who step up. And I know that you loved that Jared McCain was the star last night. One of the stars last night, because Chet obviously had a great game as well. Several other players from the Thunder's contributing. But for him to score 20 in his first playoff start and be able to continue to produce in the manner in which he did, I know that that is something that you probably want to harp on today after Daryl Morey said he sold high on him. Jared McCain is just the third player in the last 15 postseasons to score 20 or more multiple times in a conference finals or final series. So working out well for the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, I actually did not think he played well at all in the first half. Like, I actually thought he was a negative for them, and I would have understood, if Mark Daigneault, head coach, and again, why CC's pointing out, it's a Daigneault game. It's a good point. He stayed with him because I thought Jared McCain, who I love, was so bad in the first half that if Daigneault said, you know what, Isaiah Joe, where you at? Aaron Wiggins, hello, I need you, right? I would understand that. But he didn't, and he stayed with them, and he had 18 of his 20 in the second half. And now we are at a point, and go look this up, ladies and gentlemen. We are at a point where if they win it all, which is certainly on the table, he becomes arguably around the third best trade deadline acquisition in the history of the sport for that season. In other words, Luka is a much better trade deadline acquisition than Jared McCain. Right. But the Lakers didn't win a title. For a title team, you're going back to Clyde Drexler in 95, and you're going back to Rasheed Wallace is the big one in 04. But CC, specifically for the year that they acquired the player, they went out there and they got a guy who scored, as Smalls just mentioned, 20 or more in at least 2 Western Conference Finals games. Who knows what happens in 6 and if there's a 7, and in the NBA Finals. That is an all-time great in-season acquisition for that season, what Jared McCain has become.
Oh, no doubt. I thought Jared McCain was fantastic down the stretch. He and Alex Caruso made some big shots. I mean, in the fourth quarter, him and Caruso combined for 3 made threes and points. And the one that Jared McCain made at the 3:45 mark in the fourth quarter was a big one because it felt like San Antonio was trying to mount some momentum and claw back in that game late. I thought he was fantastic. But, Ev, I don't want to bury the lead when it comes to this. SGA is going to put people in some very uncomfortable conversations if the Thunder are able to advance to the NBA Finals and win back-to-back titles. SGA would become one of 10 players with multiple MVPs and multiple titles. Can I give you the list of the other 9, sir?
You may.
All right. Here's the list of the other 9 players that have multiple MVPs and multiple titles. Michael Jordan.
GOAT.
Bill Russell.
GOAT.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
GOAT. I don't know how they
LeBron James.
GOAT.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan.
Oof.
Larry Bird. Steph Curry. Wilt Chamberlain.
quite the
He's
list.
going to put people in some really uncomfortable conversations when it comes to what his career is and the caliber of player he is. Because when you watch him, it's not fun. Last night was not enjoyable watching SGA live up to the moniker of being a free throw merchant. The guy had one made field goal in the first quarter. But in the first half, he had double-digit free throw attempts on his way to a playoff career high, 17 free throw attempts. It wasn't fun watching him flop around like a fish and draw fouls. Now, it's a skill, just like anything else on the basketball court, but from an entertainment value standpoint, it's not enjoyable. And yet, SGA is on the doorstep of being in those conversations with those individuals and being in the conversation for greatest point guard of all time. I'm sorry. I watch it. The eye test doesn't speak to that, but the accolades will. And that's what will become the challenge in judging SGA, because we know Oklahoma City is an all-time great team, but we have to acknowledge that their best player, if he wins back-to-back titles, back-to-back MVPs, potentially back-to-back finals MVPs, is entering the chat with a who's who of the top 10 players that have ever laced him up.
And that makes you uncomfortable.
Hell yeah, it does.
We need to continue that conversation. Plus, U.S. Wembe. Next on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.